Most gardeners have experienced the frustration of spending an entire afternoon removing weeds, only to find the same unwanted plants returning a few weeks later. Pulling weeds, digging, and constantly maintaining garden beds can quickly turn an enjoyable hobby into exhausting work. But what if the easiest way to control weeds wasn't by working harder, but by choosing plants that naturally do the job for you? More homeowners are now turning to fast-growing ground covers that create thick, living carpets over the soil. These low-growing plants block sunlight from reaching weed seeds, helping prevent unwanted growth while also protecting the soil from drying out and adding year-round beauty. Many of them are incredibly adaptable, tolerating heat, drought, shade, poor soil, and freezing winters with very little maintenance. Once established, they continue spreading on their own, making the garden easier to care for every season. In this video, we'll look at 8 outstanding ground covers that are becoming favorites among gardeners and landscape designers. If you want a lush, colorful landscape without spending every weekend pulling weeds, these plants may be exactly what your garden needs. 1. Creeping Phlox. Creeping Phlox is one of the most dependable ground covers available, combining spectacular spring flowers with outstanding weed suppression. When blooming begins, the entire plant becomes covered in vibrant shades of pink, lavender, purple, blue, and white, creating a colorful blanket that completely transforms the landscape. Large plantings often resemble rivers of flowers stretching across the garden. Its beauty isn't limited to its blossoms. Beneath the colorful display, Creeping Phlox develops a thick layer of evergreen or semi-evergreen foliage that naturally shades the soil. This dense growth blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds, making it much harder for unwanted plants to germinate. Many gardeners now use it as a living mulch, reducing the need for both traditional mulch and constant weeding. Another reason for its popularity is its remarkable versatility. Creeping Phlox performs beautifully on slopes, rocky hillsides, retaining walls, borders, and other challenging locations where many plants struggle. Once established, it becomes highly drought-tolerant, making it an excellent choice for regions with hot, dry summers. Unlike some aggressive spreading plants, Creeping Phlox expands at a steady, manageable pace. It gradually fills empty spaces without becoming invasive or overwhelming nearby plants. Its spring flowers also attract butterflies, bees, and other beneficial pollinators, bringing additional life to the garden. Even after flowering has finished, the dense foliage continues protecting the soil and helping keep weeds under control throughout the growing season. Landscape designers often use Creeping Phlox to soften the edges of pathways, spill gracefully over stone walls, and connect different areas of the garden with a natural flowing appearance. As the plant matures, many homeowners discover they spend far less time watering, pulling weeds, and maintaining the areas where it has become established. For gardeners searching for vibrant flowers, excellent drought tolerance, pollinator-friendly blooms, and reliable weed suppression, Creeping Phlox remains one of the very best ground covers available. 2. Blue Star Creeper. Blue Star Creeper may look delicate, but it's an incredibly durable ground cover that works surprisingly hard behind the scenes. Its tiny green leaves and charming blue flowers create a soft, natural carpet that instantly makes any landscape feel more peaceful and inviting. As the plant spreads, it forms a dense mat that covers the soil, preventing sunlight from reaching weed seeds and dramatically reducing unwanted growth. This natural ability to suppress weeds is one of the main reasons Blue Star Creeper has become increasingly popular in modern landscaping. As more gardeners embrace relaxed, natural-looking gardens, this low-growing perennial fits perfectly into the trend. It quickly fills empty spaces, giving newly planted landscapes a mature, established appearance while adding texture and year-round interest. One of its most attractive features is the way it grows between stepping stones and garden paths. The tiny blue flowers appear like scattered stars across the greenery, creating a magical effect that adds charm to even the simplest walkway. Despite its soft appearance, Blue Star Creeper handles moderate foot traffic surprisingly well. It works beautifully along pathways, around patios, and even as a low-maintenance lawn substitute in lightly used areas. Its adaptability is another major advantage. It grows successfully in both full sun and partial shade, while tolerating a wide variety of soil conditions. Areas where traditional grass struggles, such as shaded corners or narrow side yards, often become lush and attractive once Blue Star Creeper fills in. Unlike some vigorous spreaders, it expands gradually without becoming invasive. It efficiently covers open ground, while remaining easy to manage and control. The delicate flowers attract bees and other pollinators throughout the blooming season, adding even more activity to the garden. As the years pass, the mat becomes thicker and denser, improving both its appearance and its ability to prevent weeds. Many homeowners notice that maintenance becomes significantly easier once Blue Star Creeper has fully established itself. In modern landscapes, it softens the appearance of brick, concrete, and stone. In cottage gardens, it adds a relaxed, romantic feeling that blends beautifully with surrounding flowers and shrubs. For gardeners looking for an attractive, practical, and easy-care ground cover, Blue Star Creeper continues to be one of the smartest landscape plants available today. 3. Mazus reptans. Mazus reptans is quickly becoming one of the most impressive ground covers for modern gardens, especially among homeowners who want lush greenery without spending endless hours on maintenance. Although the plant appears delicate at first glance, it is surprisingly vigorous and quickly proves how effective it can be once it begins spreading across the soil. Bare patches that once attracted weeds are soon covered by a rich carpet of green foliage, giving the landscape a fuller, healthier, and more professionally designed appearance. One of the reasons Mazus reptans has gained so much attention is its rapid growth. Unlike many ground covers that require years to fill an area, Mazus spreads relatively quickly, forming a dense layer that blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds below. As the foliage thickens, unwanted plants find it increasingly difficult to establish themselves, greatly reducing the amount of weeding required. As spring gives way to early summer, the display becomes even more impressive. Hundreds of small bluish-purple flowers appear above the foliage, creating ribbons of soft color that brighten borders, pathways, and garden beds. Although each bloom is tiny, together they create an eye-catching display that instantly refreshes the landscape. Mazus is also remarkably adaptable. It performs especially well in consistently moist locations where many drought-loving ground covers struggle. Areas around ponds, shaded pathways, water features, or low spots that remain damp after rainfall provide ideal growing conditions. Instead of declining in these environments, Mazus continues spreading vigorously while maintaining its healthy appearance. Many gardeners also use it between stepping stones and pavers, where it softens hard surfaces with lush greenery and delicate flowers. The result is a natural, welcoming pathway that looks almost as if it has existed for decades. The foliage remains pleasantly soft underfoot and tolerates occasional foot traffic surprisingly well. Because of its durability, some homeowners even replace small sections of traditional lawn with Mazus. It provides an attractive green carpet while greatly reducing mowing, edging, and routine maintenance. The plant also offers valuable environmental benefits. Its flowers attract bees and other beneficial pollinators, while its spreading roots help stabilize the soil and reduce erosion on gentle slopes and areas exposed to frequent rainfall. As sustainable gardening continues growing in popularity, Mazus has become an increasingly valuable addition to eco-friendly landscapes. Unlike some aggressive ground covers that quickly become invasive, Mazus strikes an excellent balance. It spreads rapidly enough to fill empty spaces while remaining easy to manage, allowing it to coexist peacefully with nearby shrubs, perennials, and ornamental plants. Perhaps its greatest strength is the calm, natural atmosphere it creates. The low-growing foliage, soft texture, and masses of delicate flowers make even small gardens feel richer, more mature, and incredibly inviting. For gardeners searching for rapid coverage, colorful blooms, natural weed suppression, pollinator-friendly flowers, and remarkably low maintenance, Mazus reptans has become one of the smartest ground cover choices for today's landscapes. 4. Ajuga bugleweed. Ajuga, also known as boogleweed, has become one of the most popular ground covers for gardeners who want a landscape that looks impressive without requiring constant maintenance. Although it was once overlooked in favor of more traditional options, newer varieties with richer foliage colors and improved performance have made it a standout choice for modern gardens. Today, more homeowners are choosing Ajuga because it combines bold color, excellent weed suppression, and dependable growth in a wide range of conditions. One of Ajuga's greatest attractions is its remarkable foliage. Instead of producing ordinary green leaves, many varieties display stunning shades of bronze, burgundy, chocolate, purple, and even nearly black. Depending on the lighting, the leaves can appear glossy or slightly metallic, creating beautiful contrast throughout the garden. Even when the plant isn't flowering, its colorful foliage continues providing interest from spring until late autumn. Beyond its ornamental value, ajuga is also an outstanding natural weed suppressor. The plant spreads by runners that gradually create a thick carpet across the soil surface. As the foliage becomes denser, it blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds, making it much harder for unwanted plants to germinate. Many gardeners notice a dramatic reduction in weeds once ajuga has fully covered the area, allowing the plant to do much of the work naturally. One of the reasons ajuga has become so popular is its ability to thrive where many other plants struggle. Shady locations beneath trees, alongside fences, around foundations, or in difficult corners of the garden often remain sparse and difficult to maintain. Ajuga flourishes in these areas, transforming bare ground into rich carpets of colorful foliage that instantly improve the appearance of the landscape. Spring brings another beautiful display as upright spikes of blue, purple, or pink flowers rise above the dark leaves. These colorful blooms create striking contrast while attracting bees and other beneficial pollinators that help support a healthy garden ecosystem. Modern landscaping increasingly favors natural-looking gardens that require less maintenance, and ajuga fits perfectly into this trend. Once established, it reduces the need for watering, limits weed growth, and minimizes the amount of mulch needed while continuing to provide attractive ground cover throughout the year. Landscape designers also appreciate the way ajuga softens hard surfaces. It creates beautiful contrast against stone pathways, retaining walls, concrete edges, and modern architectural features. At the same time, it blends effortlessly beneath shrubs and flowering perennials in cottage-style gardens, making it one of the most versatile ground covers available. Ajuga adapts well to many different soil types and tolerates occasional foot traffic better than many low-growing plants. It performs reliably in a wide range of climates and becomes increasingly dense and attractive as it matures. Because it spreads enthusiastically under favorable conditions, it's important to give the plant enough room to expand naturally. Fortunately, its vigorous growth is one of its biggest strengths, allowing it to cover bare soil quickly while providing outstanding weed control. Perhaps the greatest appeal of ajuga is the dramatic atmosphere it creates. Rich carpets of dark foliage beneath trees or alongside pathways give gardens a refined, elegant appearance, while the colorful flower spikes in spring add even more beauty and texture. If you're searching for a ground cover that combines shade tolerance, colorful foliage, spring flowers, natural weed suppression, and very little maintenance, ajuga is one of the smartest choices you can make. 5. Ice plant. Ice plant has become one of the leading ground covers for gardeners living in hot, dry climates. Famous for its dazzling flowers and outstanding drought tolerance, this hardy succulent creates an unforgettable display of bright pink, orange, yellow, purple, and magenta blooms that almost seem to glow under the summer sun. Its colorful flowers may attract most of the attention, but the dense, succulent foliage is equally valuable. As the plant spreads, it forms a thick carpet that covers exposed soil and blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds. This natural barrier helps reduce weed growth while keeping the landscape neat and attractive throughout the growing season. One of the biggest reasons ice plant continues growing in popularity is its remarkable ability to thrive during long periods of heat and drought. The thick, fleshy leaves store water, allowing the plant to remain healthy even when rainfall is limited. As more gardeners look for water-efficient landscapes, ice plant has become an excellent solution for reducing irrigation without sacrificing beauty. The plant performs best in full sun and well-drained soil. Sandy, rocky, or gravelly locations that challenge many other plants often become ideal growing conditions for ice plant. It's commonly planted in xeriscapes, coastal gardens, rock gardens, retaining walls, slopes, and containers, where its trailing habit creates beautiful cascading displays. When blooming begins, the transformation is spectacular. Entire sections of the landscape become covered with brilliant flowers that attract bees and many other pollinators. The vivid blooms create an energetic splash of color while requiring very little maintenance. Ice plant also provides valuable erosion control. Its spreading growth habit helps stabilize hillsides and sloping landscapes by holding the soil in place, making it especially useful in areas vulnerable to runoff after heavy rain. Once planted in a sunny location with excellent drainage, ice plant becomes one of the easiest ground covers to maintain. It rarely needs frequent watering, fertilizing, or pruning, and continues spreading with minimal attention. As gardeners increasingly focus on drought-tolerant and environmentally friendly landscapes, ice plant has earned its place among the most dependable ground covers available. Its combination of vibrant flowers, exceptional heat tolerance, natural weed suppression, erosion control, and effortless maintenance makes it an outstanding addition to almost any sunny garden. 6. Creeping thyme. Creeping thyme is much more than a culinary herb. It has become one of the most practical and attractive ground covers for gardeners who want a beautiful landscape that requires very little maintenance. Its popularity continues growing because it combines natural weed control, drought tolerance, pollinator-friendly flowers, and wonderful fragrance in one compact plant. As creeping thyme spreads, it forms a dense blanket of tiny aromatic leaves that covers the soil and prevents weeds from becoming established. By blocking sunlight from reaching weed seeds, the plant naturally reduces unwanted growth and helps create cleaner, healthier garden beds. Many homeowners are now replacing sections of traditional lawn with creeping thyme to reduce maintenance while creating a more environmentally friendly landscape. One of its most enjoyable features is its fragrance. Whenever the foliage is gently brushed or stepped on, it releases a fresh herbal scent that fills nearby pathways, patios, and garden spaces. This simple feature adds another level of enjoyment to outdoor living areas. Once established, creeping thyme is extremely drought-tolerant and performs beautifully in sunny locations with very little watering. As water conservation becomes increasingly important, more gardeners are choosing this hardy perennial to create attractive landscapes that require fewer resources. Throughout summer, the dense green foliage becomes covered with masses of tiny pink, lavender, and purple flowers. These blooms attract bees, butterflies, and numerous beneficial insects, filling the garden with movement while supporting local pollinator populations. Creeping thyme performs exceptionally well between stepping stones, along borders, beside patios, and anywhere traditional grass struggles to grow. Because it stays low to the ground, it naturally prevents weeds from becoming established while eliminating much of the mowing and maintenance associated with conventional lawns. Its toughness is another major advantage. Rocky soils, poor ground, intense summer heat, and dry conditions rarely slow its growth. Even in difficult locations, creeping thyme continues spreading steadily while maintaining its attractive appearance. Many gardeners appreciate the natural look it creates. Instead of relying on gravel, plastic weed barriers, or thick layers of mulch, creeping thyme forms a living carpet that becomes denser, more fragrant, and even more beautiful each year. For gardeners seeking fragrance, colorful flowers, excellent drought tolerance, natural weed suppression, and one of the easiest ground covers to maintain, creeping thyme remains one of the finest choices for modern landscapes.